In this video, I'm going to teach you how to create this t-shirt right here. Let's go. Thanks for joining me on this video. My name is Juno with Detour Shirts, the channel all about helping you design and sell t-shirts online. If that's something you like to do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button right here. So on this channel, sometimes I teach you how to design t-shirts, and that's exactly what this video is about. The story behind this video is I got a DM from one of my followers on Instagram, and he asked me how to make a certain thing on a t-shirt, and he showed me the t-shirt on Amazon. This is what it looks like right here. And he wanted to know how to do some of the things that are found on this t-shirt, specifically the shape in the middle. And I thought, why don't I just teach you how to do the whole t-shirt? So this video will be broken up into 3 parts. First, we're going to talk about that shape right in the middle there. And then I'm going to teach you how to do that arc shape with the text above the shape. And then lastly, I'm going to show you how to put that texture in. And so that you can design shirts like these, not exactly like these because this one's already copyrighted. You don't want to copy this, but I'll show you how you can design t-shirts like these. So my hope in this video is if I teach you each of these 3 different ideas, that you can use these and create your own designs that look nothing like this, maybe look a little bit different. And if you see any t-shirts that you want to know how to design, or any techniques that you see on t-shirts that you want to know, let me know in the comments. Or DM me on Instagram. You're going to want to stay to the end so you can see how to complete this t-shirt design, as well as another addition of trend credits. So let's get into Affinity Designer now. So here we are in Affinity Designer. We're going to talk about that shape first. So here's the t-shirt. I'm going to show you how to do that shape right there. So basically what we're going to start off with is a rounded rectangle. So click on rounded rectangle tool here. And we're going to draw it right like this. And we're going to color it black. So instead of white, black. And we'll just make it the right width and height first. So, you can make it whatever you want. I'm going to eyeball it here. And then the corners, we want it not as round. So let's go in here and make it not as round, maybe right there. So I'm doing 11%. You can kind of just eyeball it. So it's just a little bit right here. So you can see this is what I have right now. It kind of looks like it, but what it needs is that bulge on the top and the bottom. So what you're going to do is convert it to curves. And then now you can add points to it. So you can put one in the middle here. So what I like to do is make sure that it's right here in the middle. I'm going to drag this here so I can see where the middle is, this guide. So that's the middle. So I'm going to take my white arrow tool and just click there and click there on the bottom. So you can see here, that's the middle point of the shape. And I'm just going to move it up. I'm going to hold down Shift and arrow up, and you're going to see I can click it a few times and just do the same here. I clicked it like 10 times. So you can see here, it's kind of the same. Next thing we're going to do is change that and convert those to this path, this smooth path. You can see that right there. I'm going to bring it out, bring these lines out. Here you can see it's starting to take that shape now. Do the same thing on the bottom. Right? And the last thing you want to do is take this point right here, also convert that to a shape, or the curves, smooth curve. You can see you kind of bulge that out. Do that. Take this and kind of bend it out like that. This one too. I'm going to bend it out like that. And that's it. That's kind of it anyway. And you can just play around with it. There, right? Pretty much the same shape. You can play with it some more. Move these things out and in. This might be actually higher, like that. lower there. Kind of give it that shape. So something like that, right? And again, you can still play with the curves if you see something off. Okay, anyway, it has an outline. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take that and we're gonna copy it, Command C, Command V. So you can see I have two curves right here. So I'm gonna take the bottom one and I'm gonna use this new tool. It's called Contour Tool. So click on there and just hold it. I'm holding Shift, but you don't have to. You can make it bigger or smaller. I'm gonna just go a little bit out like that. And I'm not gonna fill it. I'm gonna just do the outline. So you can see right there. And then change the stroke to be something a little less wide. Oh, I have an arrow on it. Wait, turn that off. There we go. And see, I can bring that in as well. But that's about right. Maybe a little more in. Cool. Right? Not bad. So that's it. That's the shape that we need right there. So the next thing I want to do is the text above. You see this text, how it's in an arc. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. So what you want to do is you could do one of two things. You could create a path here with the pen tool. So like that and like that, and kind of center it. Right? That's one way you could do it. And then you could type on this path. You could also just make a circle or oval like this and center it. I like doing this just because I know it's even. So this is just a little easier. It's even on both sides. And I can make this higher or lower like this. So once you're done, make sure that that oval is selected. Then click the text tool and you'll see it change to that T with the squiggly line. You see that? It's an A right here, and then it turns to that T. Then click on here and start typing. I'm not going to use the same word. I want to do a different shirt, even though I probably want to do a totally different style. But for this, I'm going to do a different word. I'm going to do vintage. So what you want to do is take these triangles and pull it to there, and this triangle to here, and then double click on that, select the whole thing and make it centered. So that will be your centered text right here. And then you can make this as big as you need to. That's probably too big. Let's try a different font. I have Veneer Clean, which is nice, but it's really tall. So I need something just not as tall, maybe a little less wide. Let's do SF Collegiate. Whoops. Solid. That's a little better. Oh, let me use all caps. Yeah, that looks better. It's still a little big. I'm going to do 250, and you can just play around with whatever you got. Yeah. And if you see the spacing too big or too small, come in here with the text tool again, click in here, hold down Option, and you can right arrow or left arrow. This is right arrow, this is left arrow. Kind of bring it in or pull it out, whatever you need, right? If you want to make it bigger, I'm kind of just eyeballing it right there, just like that. And that's as easy as it is. You can just move it down to, it's still text. So if you typed it wrong, you can change the word. So vintage, and yeah, there you go. That's how you do the arc text, and you can make it a higher arc by just, doing that and moving it down. You can see how it's arcing or not. So right there. And then I'm going to just type in some text here just so I'm not exactly copying it. I'm going to be all original parts. Let's do that in that SF Collegiate 2. And it's good to have this center line so you know everything's centered on this. And then maybe put in a date. I'm going to use a different date than 2021 because it's vintage, so maybe 1973. I'll use a different font here too. I'm going to use that Superstar one that I like, M54. I like this font. 1973. That's going to have to be white for now, just so we can see it. I'll show you what else I do here. So you can see it's really coming together. And then you notice there were circles here, so I'll do that. You don't have to do the circles, but you could do stars, you could do whatever you want. I'm going to do circles just because, but mainly if you see something already designed this way, you don't want to copy it. I'm just showing you right now how to do it, but if you're going to do your own, try and do a different design style, put some different things on here. You don't want to, like, this is still too close, even though there's different words, you're following the same design. So this is just for practice. This is just to show you how it's done. Use a different shape, use different fonts. You can see my fonts are really too close. So even this, if I put this on Merch by Amazon, that's too close to this, right? Okay, so that's how you do the text. So the last thing I'm going to do for this t-shirt is to add that texture, that vintage texture, rough texture right here. I found my texture online. You can use any texture you want. The texture I am using in this tutorial is going to be from Blog Spoon Graphics. You can see here blog.spoongraphics.co.uk. I really like all the stuff from here. I signed up. It's a really cool resource for people who are graphic designers. You can see right here, download my free subtle grain, Photoshop brushes and patterns. Just a lot of content here. This guy also is on YouTube. So let me show you where I got mine. Resources, wash and worn vintage t-shirt effect textures. That's the one I'm going to use. I'm going to use one of those textures. You can see, go in here, it can change, you got something like this and then it's a texture like that. So really cool textures, lots of cracked textures and things like that. And it's really easy to do. They're PNGs and it's super easy to do in Photoshop, Affinity Designer, any of those things. I'm going to use it here. I'll show you how to do it in Affinity Designer. I have one of the textures right here. So all I'm going to do is first, I'm going to convert all of these to curves and I'll show you why. It's so I can make it all one thing. So right now, once you have all your designs typed out, you can change it and convert it to curves. Now you may want to keep one of these so that you have vintage 1973, 1974, so you can start typing different ones. Just keep that on the side. But when you're ready to convert it, hit convert curves on this so you can see that's an object. Ungroup that. I'm going to convert that to curves and ungroup. And then I'm going to select these dots as well. And then select this and knock it out of it. So you can see that's one big thing, right? And then this right here, I'm going to convert this to curves, but also convert, expand stroke so that it's one thing, and convert this to curves as well. Hopefully I'm not going too fast for you. Also ungroup that. So now they're all objects. You can see right there. And I'm going to select this, say add. Now they're going to be all one thing. So this is now one big object. And that's going to help me a lot because I can easily color it. You can see that it's just one thing, so I don't have to go in and click individually. Now, the thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to just put it over at the top. So make sure it's at the top right here. And I'm going to first use the erase filter right here. So you can see normal. I'm going to go down to erase. You can see it erased it. And then the next thing you want to do is mask it. So I'm going to drag it below it and in, and now it's masked. It may not look any different, but it is. Let me show you why. So I'm going to go back and do those steps again, but with a background so you can see what happened. So here we go. I'm going to put this gray background now. just like that. And I'll put it in the back and you'll see what happens. So first we did this. We put it in the front. We used erase, right? So let's hit erase right there. So you can see it goes through and then over. And now you can see that it actually just did the masking part of it. You can see that right there. And now when I change the background, it shows through. So I can change the background to anything. I can make it black and then make this part lighter, whatever I want, right? That's how you do those vintage textures. Buy a texture pack. That was a PNG, by the way. That wasn't a vector, but it still works, right? So look at those textures. That is so cool, right? So that is it. Vintage 1973, all original parts. This could work if we weren't already copying here. So make sure yours is a little different than this. I'm just showing you how this person could do it. But if you're gonna do one, change the fonts, change make yours look a lot different than this, right? I'm just showing you how to do it again. So I just want to stress, even copying the way it's designed is too close. So, but yeah, that is how you do it. Those are all 3 steps. In this video, we learned how to do this shape. We learned how to put text on an arc, and we learned how to do the textures and use those different techniques when you're designing your t-shirts. So now all I do is take out the background. I have this merch by Amazon t-shirt size, which is 5400 by 4500. Well, 4500 by 5400. And then I just export it. So I hit that and make sure that I go here and selection without background just to make sure. And then you can see here 4500 by 5400 and export. And I'm good to upload this to MBA and RedBubble. It would work as well because RedBubble is not too picky on the size. So that is it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this video was really helpful for you. And again, if you see t-shirts out there that you're wondering, how do they do that? Let me know. Send me a DM on Instagram and maybe I can do another video on how to do those kinds of techniques. Thanks again for watching, and your reward is another edition of Trend Credits. Thanks for joining me on this trend credit. Here is your trend, Mommy of the Birthday Mermaid. So you can see here, Mommy of the Birthday Mermaid. Look at those low BSRs. Of course, that one's really low because that's Ariel, but still, some of these are really low. I think these, as we get closer to summer and can go to the beach and the pool and things like that, these are probably get even lower. So check some of those out. Some super low BSRs right there. Let's check Merch Informer. It's getting an A, so you know it's good. There's a good competition, or not a lot of competition is what it's saying. So you can still get into this one. If you don't have Merch Informer, I have a link in the description for Merch Informer where you can check the competition and other things. They kind of did a little redesign here and put everything in different spots, but still really good to find competition and other things. They just keep adding more and more to this tool, so it's pretty awesome. Here again, your trend, Mommy of the Birthday Mermaid. Of course, you can scale this and do Daddy of the Birthday Mermaid, Aunt of the Birthday Mermaid, Grandma. There's so many family relations you can do here. This is a great one. And of course, think of other things, maybe Mommy of the Birthday Unicorn or something like that, or just the birthday girl. So there's lots of ways you can spin this and make this your own as well if you don't want to just do this one. So make sure yours stands out and is something different. Don't copy these designs or the way they're doing this. Make sure you're doing it in your own style, and hopefully yours stands out and gets some sales too. Well, that is it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If this video gave you some value, and hopefully it did, it taught you a few graphic design tricks, t-shirt design tricks, give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed already and you want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I got one right here in the bottom right corner. You can subscribe. Thanks again for watching. And as always, guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.